Hi, welcome to another video of Codelligent. In this video, we will try to understand what are obsolete methods in C# and how we can create one. So why do we need obsolete methods? Imagine you are creating a library and you are exposing some of the methods to other people who will be using them in their code. There might be a situation when the implementation needs to be changed and some new implementation should be brought into the library. But by then already the users might be using your methods, and there should be a way when you want them to shift to the new method instead of using the old one. That is when obsolete comes into picture. So you can use the obsolete attribute and you can make your method as an obsolete. You can have multiple options with obsolete keyword. So that is, your method can be shown as a warning, like this method is not usable anymore, you need to switch to so and so method, or even you can convert them into error and you can make the user's code non-compilable if they are using the old method. To use this obsolete keyword, it is simple, just you need to use the square brackets and the obsolete keyword, and there are more overloads to it. You can pass a custom message also, which the user should see while he is typing the code. So let's get into Visual Studio and see how it works. Now we are in Visual Studio and you see here there is a class called MyLibrary. Imagine this is your class in your library or in your framework which you are developing and which you are planning to give it to other users. Imagine there is one method called mySpecial in which you have a lot of complicated code, a lot of complicated logic written here, which will help others to implement something in their code. So now imagine this whole package is being sent as a DLL or as a library, as a framework. It is being exposed to other users. They might be creating an instance of your class and they might be using this particular method. So imagine this static void main method is the user code. So where you will be using this particular class, that is the MyLibrary, you are creating an instance of that, and using that instance you are calling the method. Now everything works fine, and when we build, you can see your code builds successfully and everything is working fine. Now imagine in your library you want to change the implementation of this particular method and you want to introduce a new method with new logic, and you want people who are using your library to use the new method instead of this old method. So let's type in a new method, for example public void my new method, and here you have some new logic. So I'll not go into details of that, so there can be a lot of code here. Now you want your users who are using this particular class and this method to shift to this new method. So in that case you can add an attribute on top of the old method and you can just type in obsolete. So now you are making this particular method as an obsolete method. What it impacts to the users, whoever is using this particular code now will start getting a warning that so and so method is obsolete. And on compilation also you can see there is a warning which is shown in the compilation log saying that so and so method which you are already using is obsolete. You want to customize this even further, then you have an overload for this obsolete. You can just use parenthesis and you can type in your own message. For example, this method is getting deprecated, please use my new method instead. So now this is a custom message which you have given. So what's the benefit? Wherever your users are using this particular old method will start getting that message. So you can see here this particular method is obsolete, which is the default statement which Visual Studio provides. Apart from that, the custom message which you have given will be shown. This method is getting deprecated, please use my new method instead. And the same when you build, you can see in the warnings as well, you start getting this particular method. So with this You are telling your users that it's time that a new method has come. You stop using the old method and start switching to new methods. So imagine you have released your library with the old method. Now one release when you do with the new method, you create this obsolete and with some message. So you will not make your users code immediately non-working. You will give them some time to upgrade their code. So for that, you will use this obsolete and you will be telling the users, okay, it's time for you to switch to the new methods, stop using the new old method, and they will have some time to look into their code, change all the places where they are using the old method to the new method. Now in the next release, you want the people to stop using it completely. So in that case, instead of directly deleting the method, here you can use one more overload. That is the second parameter, where you can see it's a bool error. You can just pass true. So the moment you make this as true, instead of warning, now it starts giving a compilation error. And the moment the users start compiling, they start getting a compilation error. They cannot proceed. So this is where you can force the users to stop using your method completely. So it can be done in phase wise. One release you give the new method and you make it obsolete without the error, so that your users start getting the warning and they start thinking about moving to the new method. They get some time to move their code into the new method. And in the next release, you'll make this as true, so that by then, if the people have not moved to the new method, they'll immediately start getting error and they have stopped to use the old method completely. And once that is done, maybe in the next release, if you don't want this complete method, you can just remove this complete method itself. So this is how an obsolete is used in the real environment when you are working on real softwares and real libraries which are used by multiple people, which is released to the public, which becomes very helpful when you are changing these kind of methods. So hope it was clear and you are able to understand what exactly is obsolete, and you will be able to use obsolete attribute now onwards in your code. Thank you.